Vibe blowing up the jack. Got the loud jumping up the bag. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the band jumping out the bag. Vibe blowing out my jack. Got the loud jumping out the bag. Everything I'm on slack.
We've been with the Brazilians. This would be the first.
They wild. I think.
I'm innocent.
Bro, you hear that guy? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to the internationally known Wake Up Show, part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You in here with the Bruce Wayne in this ish, the King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth, yours truly, the Notorious One, aka Mr. Coachellini, better known as the prognosticator, Coach Dumbazz. And you're in Paris, France. Oui, monsieur. You're in Bonjour, Mr. Bonjour himself. Pause. With none other than EWF. That is every Parisian woman's fantasy and the whole fucking show. I'm still the CEO, Niggero of Fixes Binds LLC, Paris Francais, the Unbinder, the Parisian Undebatable, the Parisian Undisputed. Best entertainment here on YouTube. You can call me Monsieur Gregorio Graybeard. The ladies in Paris love to call me Mr. Third Leg Greg. You guys know that. And where's my third leg? I don't have it. But anyway, I know I have it around somewhere. And I didn't even have it ready. My bad. Monsieur Third Leg Greg. All right. I'm also the man with one trabajo. That is Monsieur Mitch Slapper. All right. I'm the founding father of the After Pill, the junior college sociologist, the Morpheus of the mating matrix, the chocolate Confucius, the Black Moses, the deliverer, le bâton. All right. Also known as the man that walks in the spirit of Elijah. I'm the man with more nicknames than anyone in the game in Paris, Francais, Croissant. But in case you forget those names, just call me CGA. That is C God Allah, and I be the 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. Let me know if you can hear those sound effects. My setup is a little bit awkward today. Yes, I'm also Mr. Coachellini, but I'm also Mr. Bonaparte himself. All right. All right. Anyway, this is a great show for you today. Today's topic will be brief. Lizzo takes to the world's internet, Al Gore's internet, and says that the world treats black women the worst. All right. The world treats black women the worst. But if in fact black women get the worst treatment, could it be in fact somebody else's fault? Whose fault is it that black women are getting the worst treatment around the world? All right. This is Lizzo saying this after she done lost all of that weight. Let's go ahead and show you right here. The way the world treats black women is sickening. All right. This is what Lizzo has to say. And we're going to cover this in the main event. She says, sickening the way the world treats black women. I'm around the world and And there are black women here in Paris, France. Where are they coming from? Angola? All right. I don't know where these black people are coming from. They here. All right. And they are doing a few worse jobs than the people over in London. All right. They're out here selling little Eiffel Tyrels out here. These ninjas are selling Eiffel Tyrels out here. It's crazy. But she says the world treats black women horribly and it's sickening. What can we do about it? I don't know, man. We're going to hear why she thinks the world treats black women sickening. And that should be a good topic, plus a personal experience of me dealing with American black women here in Paris, France. All right. And it was a mess. It was a mess. I don't know what it is, the sister, Dr. Shahrazad Ali, said black women don't mature past the age of 13. Well, I bumped into some 40-plus-year-old black women, and boy, were they put new world. They were terrible acting. They acted terrible, but there's something to be said here because a lot of brothers deal with sisters. Not me, all right, but you guys deal with them, but I think they have a problem, and I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. I've identified the problem, and it's twofold. So we're going to talk about that later on in today's show. Also, to contribute to today's show, $ the Notorious CGA on the Cash App. Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV. PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams. And that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat. New world order. That's on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. We also have Crime and Law CGA coming up. We have a teacher. It is a white woman. All right. A teacher apparently has SA'd or graped 10 underage boys. And she wanted them to run a train on her with a dress-up train. All right. We're going to tell you how. We're going to tell you how she wanted the boys to dress up when they ran a train on her. All right. But if you know the age and direct correlation about female fantasy, great fantasy, it'll make sense. It'll make sense to you. But anyway, man, enjoying the West Africans. The West Africans and the Europeans been at it for centuries. Shout out to the West Africans, and God pray for my internet. Right, the internet right now is working good. I tell people all the time, content creators, I stream when I'm on the road. They like, how? Internet is hell. I've only had one internet place that was absolute brutal, and that was Eugene, Oregon. All right, but there were some other places that have been terrible. But my internet is working good here. But do me a favor, hit the like button. This is the wake up show. It is 4:25 in the PM right here. All right, it is 4:25 PM, and I'm doing the show.
Straight jacket.
I'm doing a show today. I'll tell you what happens as people pile in. Today, I went out on an adventure. I came to Paris. I came to Paris via a train from London. Where shout out to the train right there. The train again made it here. Where's my train? I took a train to London, from London to Paris. And you used to have to speak French here to survive, but you don't have to too much. All right. You can get by with English. They don't look at you how they used to look at you. When you didn't speak. I've been to Paris before, but this was a long time ago, like when I was married, early in our marriage. All right. But back then, if you didn't speak French, they were like, home. All right. All right. They spit on your croissant. All right. Not anymore. They don't do that anymore. They don't do that anymore. They don't spit American. Arrogant American. America. All right, but you used to spit on your croissant and your crepes and jam. All right, but not too more. All right, they'll try to speak English to you. They spoke English to me. All right, but it was crazy. All right, the people in France, I'm canceled in France, but I'm in France now, so that should be disastrous. I don't think I'll make it out of Paris, France. All right, but I'm trying to get out of here on Saturday. All right, so hopefully I'll be able to get out of Dodge before Napoleon's dug up from his grave here. All right. Anyway, what was I saying here? Oh, I did the bus tour. You know what I mean? I went to, where did I go today? I went to all the landmarks. You know, beautiful city. Paris is a beautiful city. Do not let them intimidate you out of traveling, because you know, everything they tell you about Paris on the internet, oh, it's terrible. It stank like piss. Well, there's some areas it's a city. It's a city. All cities smell pissy. All right. All cities smell pissy. They all smell piss infested. New York smells piss infested. All right. Chicago is piss infested. All right. All of these cities are piss infested, especially an old ancient city like Paris. All right. But they'll act like there's trash everywhere. Not where I'm staying. There ain't no fucking trash. All right. Now, as far as the women, they are some nasty women. I'm gonna tell you that right now. In San Francisco, they do one all on the street. I haven't seen many homeless people other than by the train station. I saw a lot of homeless over there, but other than that, nobody over here. All right, but it always smelled piss infested in a big city. It's part of us. When I was in Brazil, Copacabana, it smelled piss infested. So, you know, when you live in an old city, it's going to smell like rat-a-tat-tooey overeat. All right, but hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo. But anyway. Oh, but as I was saying, I just hit the landmarks today. I came in last night, via the train, and I basically had a view of the Eiffel Tower. I wish I could show you the view. The Eiffel Tower is right outside my window. All right, I'm gonna have to, at the end of the show, I'll unplug everything and take you outside. All right, if you guys want that. I'm not sure how it's gonna work, but we'll do it. I'll show you. The Eiffel Tower is right here. All right, but it's kind of tucked away in the corner. I can't show you. But and then I immediately went JUCO. All right, and it was fantastic. All right, the women in Paris are nasty. All right, they do some nasty shit out here. All right, but somebody says I live in Paris. All right, he says it's trash. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, that's what happens when you let non-white folk people in. You know, well, I'm not just gonna say, hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo. All right, when you let in the minorities. Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo. When you let in the minorities, when you start letting people take over, you know, it's like the Northern African invasion again. The Moroccans are all in here. Oh. All right. They're all in here. All right. But he said, how nasty we talking? They lick in between your toes. I mean, hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo. All right. That's what it is. All right. She was very nasty. All right. But I was very thankful for her. I just couldn't look her in the face afterwards. I did, but you know, I thanked her for her time. I don't know, you know, that this is more for the JUCO stream. Right, but the JUCO stream might need a little bit more detail than this. I can't tell the normies here because they still stuck in 2018. The normie guys here, the Mitches, are still stuck in 2018. All right, but yeah, they'll probably let you dookie on them, all that. All right, but anyway, it is right here. All right, but anyway, let's get to these. I was giving time for the earlier contributors to click the button. Yes, indeed. Click the button to support. But shout out to our brother. It is Christian O. And he sent the support over on the Cash App. And that was to remind me that he scheduled a coaching call. All right, while I was out of the country. And I don't know, man, that place doesn't allow me to not schedule. It says unavailable, but people schedule anyway. I'm like, I'm not taking that call at 2 a.m. All right. However, I will get to that rebooking and we'll rebook that coaching call. Shout out to Preston. He says the side B of 10 years turned 40, and now she claims that she wants someone to do life with. I said, oh, really? Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo. You probably wanted to say no. All right, that's what you wanted to say. Oh, really? Yes, women, you know, I was thinking about doing the stream about the life cycle of the woman. It's like the butterfly. That's why they like butterflies, right? When they want to metamorphose, and they like Madonna, she reinvents herself, right? So there's a metamorphosis that goes on with women, and they get about 40 and they want to settle down. They don't want to be running around here. You know, they'll do it, but they don't want to be. They want someone to do life with. They want to travel and take vacations and all of that stuff after they've been getting out here trained. All right. They've been having a
Your
third
leg was just phenomenal.
Yeah, they want to do life. They want to settle down. And then by 50, they'll divorce grape you to kingdom come. All right. So don't think that's going to last. Don't think that's going to last. She's going to divorce grape you and call you abusive. All right. I want somebody to do life with. And then after you get done doing life, I'm going to show you here on Straggle Sniggle Theater that I'm not lying. All right. I'm not even lying. All right. She's happy now, but boy, will she be a miserable piece of you know what later on. Shout out to our brother. It is TW in the building. Shout out to TW. Shout out to the truth. He says Isaiah 5:3 called it millenniums back in. He says, woe unto them that joins house to house, that lays field to field. And he says, till there is no place, that they may be placed alone in the midst of the earth. He says cities are a curse upon gods. And that was actually a follow-up from yesterday. It looks like that came in yesterday. Shout out to Aaron Truth. Talking about, it may be better for people to dwell in rural areas. I was kind of making the case for suburban areas, but cities are possibly, even if you make 3 or 4 times the money, it might even be a wash. You guys are finding this out now. You live in a major city now. It's very expensive. London is very expensive to live in. All right. And even that they pay you more money. They'll pay you $150,000. Well, they won't pay you that much, but they'll pay you a lot of money to work in the city, but you're still struggling. You know what I mean? You're still struggling. So yeah, the cities, that was a good follow-up. I wish you had followed that up during the show. I would go more in depth related to that. Okay, we got some other supporters here that I need to sign in and acknowledge. All right. It looks like PayPal does not let me want to sign in. Okay. All right. But we'll get these supporters, man. Trust me, we'll get it. And by the way, the NCAA tournament is going to be played here. It started off Tuesday technically, but it is like late Thursday now, but it's going to be starting off here in an hour or so. So get your bracket on. We did a bracket about 2 years ago and it didn't go well. Niggas didn't pay me. All right. So I couldn't pay out what people put in terms of brackets. So I ain't never running brackets no more. But the bottom line is that the NCAA tournament is going on and it's fairly nobody cares about it in here in Petty. Nobody cares about the NCAA tournament, but get your brackets in. And who do you got winning the NCAA tournament? Shout out to no government name. Can you explain why Mitches get triggered when I say, quote, to me, having a girlfriend or a wife is like having an extra job with no tangible benefits and a pet with no loyalty or ownership or gratitude guaranteed. Well, I'm going to show you a video that's going to back that up. Free agent lifestyle and boss up is the solution, not love. And he also asked that Jonathan Majors got married. Send it. She's going to bring him through the fire of divorce and family court after she gets a kid out of him for the bait and the switch. What say you? Pro-black CCGA black love is still alive. The divorce is planned before the wedding. And I saw they did get married after we reported Jonathan Majors put hands on the neck of that skinny white woman. So perhaps this may be a legal maneuver. All right. It may be a legal maneuver to where, remember, Megan Good possibly was the one that was on the phone that caused that white woman to crash out. Now, if they get married, it could be possible that if there's further civil lawsuit, Megan Good might not have to testify. So that's the first thing that came to my mind. All right. Now, it might not have came to everybody else's mind, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. Possibly, when you're married, that other person cannot be subpoenaed. Well, they can't, they're not supposed to, or they're not legally required to testify against you if you're married. So if she was in fact the other woman on the phone, which is the allegation, then what'll happen is if there's a further civil lawsuit, which I can probably I'm probably going to assume there is going to be a civil lawsuit, then Megan Good doesn't have to testify.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
All right. So that's the first thing I thought of. All right. But I might be wrong. Maybe they're in love. I'm in love with you. Love with you. I'm in love. Because that woman ain't going away. If you know anything about white women, they don't forget. And they don't forget. All right. Them women be coming after you, bruh. All right. But let me see if I can get one more. Pause. These are from a day ago. All right. Let me see if we got who do we got over here? What type of ninjas we got up here? Oh, by the way, ninjas in Paris. Right? Ninjas are in Paris. And I'm going to tell you about my experience with a sister, a group of black women. All right. And we're going to see if it lines up from what Lizzo's talking about. All right. With that being said, let's get into this part of the show. It is Straggle and Sniggle Theater. I'm going to talk about what NGN just talked about. All right. So let's do it live. Here we go.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like, 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater. Okay. All right. We got a show going on. I know. It's going to be another week till I'm back in the studio. I know people don't like this setup. You know, your setups are important. All right. People don't like this setup. People don't like to watch this type of thing. They're like, I want you in your studio, coach. All right. Can I travel? Can I live? Can I live? Straggle and Sniggle Theater. What do we got coming up first here? Let me know if you can't hear any of the sound effects or anything's going wrong. You can't hear the audio. All right. What do we got here? Straggle and Sniggle Theater. This person says Andrew Tate might be right. All right. Let's see what, and by the way, Andrew Tate's in the United States of America. I think he's still here. His travel was lifted, so he's running around here. I challenged him, all right, to leave Transylvania, and apparently he did. Shout out to him. And this is a video here of Alec Baldwin, big old cuckster, Alan Baldwin. He got away with murdering that woman on the set of his cowboy movie. And apparently, I don't know who this is. Is this his wife? Apparently, they have a very fractured relationship, or she's a boss babe. She might be you-know-who-ish, all right, or Italian, but she might be you-know-who-ish. Well, let's look at the dynamic. See, here's what we talk about. NGM brought this up a little bit earlier in one of his chats, and he talked about why do men get triggered when a man says, I just want to stay single? And then he's like, oh, well, why do you not want a relationship? And then you start ironing out all the bullshit that comes with relationships. And then they don't see it. Although they go through it. They go through it, but they don't see it as bad as staying single. All right, so let's take a look at this dynamic here. Wait till you hear this. Who is this woman, by the way? If anybody knows, let me know. Apparently, he's married to her. All right. Or dating her. All right, let me see if I can pull this up here. All right. Apparently, they're married. Let me see here. Okay, so here we go right here. Let's play the video.
No. I think we're gonna see. You know, we're gonna see how it feels to have it be out there.
It's gonna be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God! When I'm talking, you're not talking. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why. Yes, we'll have to just have after the show. No, I mean, I think this is a really raw
Show.
No. I think we're gonna see. You know, we're gonna see how it feels to have it be out there.
It's gonna be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God! When I'm talking, you're not talking. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Silence, you fool.
Okay, so you guys are getting the dynamic here. Apparently, he's a big old cuck. And there was another clip, somebody shared of me with this couple not too long ago. I think it was about a week or two ago. And I didn't understand it, so I didn't share it. And I was like, okay, I don't get it. But apparently, this ninja is a straight bitch.
Silence, you fool.
I mean, when I'm talking, you're not talking. She's talking to him like he a kindergartner. She's talking to him like he ain't accomplished shit all his life. Okay, well, he accomplished something here at the end. She's talking to him like he ain't got no money. And he shut up too.
Silence, you fool.
That's the sad part about it. He stopped talking. All right, that's crazy. She basically was, hold on for a second. Here we go.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Now, this is what NGM was talking about earlier when he was talking about why you might want to stay single, why you don't want a relationship. Well, these things come with relationships. Now, you might not always be the bottom like this guy is. He's the bottom, and he's an anti-Trumper, so he a whole L. You might not be the bottom, but there is a lot of this dynamic going on in which the longer the relationship lasts, the more leverage he has, and the more likely she's going to talk to you like this.
Silence, you fool.
All right, the more likely. But there's something going on where she knows that he might be guilty of something, so he has to toe the line. Otherwise, if she divorces him, he's going to have to pay up a lot of money. So he's stuck. He's stuck. He's stuck with her, and she basically like, look, all right, look, I can ruin your life or I can ruin your life. Which one?
Silence, you fool.
Right. Guys, also, she probably knows she's the keeper of many, many secrets. All right, so she knows secrets about them in the bedroom and shit that he liked to do. Possibly if he'd been to any island like an Epstein Island, if he had been one, who knows? So she's the keeper of the secrets. That's why he shut the fuck up.
Silence, you fool.
That's why. All right, but I could never, ever. This is the leverage that I talk about, and it is a subtle leverage. But you can say that once you enter monogamy, and then once you enter into long-term relationships and marriage, a woman is apt to act like this, right? It's on its way. It ain't that far away. And look at him. All right, look at his goof ass. All right, all she said was shut up, and he shut the hell up. All right.
Gotcha, bitch.
All right, here we go.
This is why, yes, we'll have to like just cut him out of the show. No,
And look at him, just stuck. And she laughing and sniggling at him, looking like Skeletor. She looking really like Skeletor.
Silence, you fool.
All right, but she's the type of woman that you would want to backhand pimp slap her too. All right, but I don't know what the hell y'all. What kind of relationships are y'all in? Like, this is a good advertisement for a relationship. Again, there's some stuff we don't know about. Let me see if he's even married to this woman. Let me see here. Let's see what her name is. What the hell's going on here? All right, hold on for a second. What the fuck's going on here? Some settings popped up on my. Hold on for a second. Right in the middle of my show. All right, so let me see here. Alec, Baldwin, and wife. All right, let's see what it is. Okay. Okay, this is what they call it here. Oh, just so you can see how the world presents stuff. All right, when it comes to relationships. Check this out. Check this out. It says right here, this is Men's Journal. Apparently her name is Hilaria. Okay. I don't know. Hilaria. It says Alec Baldwin and wife Hilaria poke fun at their viral red carpet moment. They poke fun at it because people probably criticizing him and call him on a whole cuck. All right. But he probably don't want it. They explained the viral video row after backlash. Apparently there's some backlash related to it. Okay. The wife reveals he wanted to kill himself. This woman talk way too damn much, bruh. This is what happens. The wife tells him to shut up during awkward red carpet interview. They're calling it awkward. And it says right here, they poke fun in that viral video when she interrupted him. Now, let's just say that this is, you switch the genders. Obviously, if there's a male actor and his wife is there and she's talking, or let's say it's a supporting male, let's say it's Rihanna and ASAP Rocky standing over there, and ASAP Rocky's being interviewed, and Rihanna starts talking, and he tells Rihanna this.
Silence, you fool.
All right, as soon as Rihanna started talking, he says,
shut your bitch ass up.
all right. Anyway, man, look, these are the dynamics between relationships. These are the little things that I call death by 1,000 cuts. So it's one after the other, after the other, after the other. And then soon you make it a personality adjustment, or you make it part of your personality. And then you're trying to survive your marriage or relationship. I mean, who wants to put up with this? All right. Not with the JUCO out here. All right. The JUCO is Liddy, by the way. And it is Liddy out here in Paris. It's Liddy in Europe. All right. Let me just say that. All right, what are we doing here? We have Straggle and Sniggle Theater. Listen to this. Well, you don't have to listen to it. I'll read it. All right, let me see if we can pull this clip up right here. There it is right there. It says right here, leaving for a romantic getaway that he paid for. This, NGN, this is what you super chatted. So that's why I didn't answer it, why I took it the initiative to answer it right here. Leaving for a romantic getaway as if we didn't just almost get divorced while packing the car. All right. Wow. All right.
Shut your bitch ass up.
And again, what people call relationships, I call this type of stuff. All right. This is the type of stuff that eats away at me. It just makes me less of a person. It makes me feel like less of a man. It makes me feel like, why am I doing this? And for her, it's just a normal day. I caused an argument with him. Oh, we were fussing and fighting. Okay. But she probably caused the problem. But let's go ahead and break this down. Leaving for a romantic getaway. All right, let's just stop right there. Okay. Remember, you could be at the JUCO flying to Paris, messing with some woman with underarm hair pit. What do they call it? All right. Hairy underarms. That's what I should call it. You could be out here folding up JUCOs, but no, you're going to take a romantic getaway where you're going to get no pussy. Very little punani. You're going to be going to dinner dates. You're going to be doing wine tasting, flights of beer. She's going to get bubble guts, diarrhea, argue with you, fighting and fussing. This is going to happen. And you paid for it. You paid for her and you paid for you. It's on your credit card. More than likely, there's an 80% chance or better that it's on your credit card. And don't let the kids have gone with you. If the kids are with you, you're getting no vagina. And you're going to pay $10, $20, $30, $40,000 for no vagina. Okay, let's just talk about that. You're getting no punani on this trip. The likelihood that you get 2 pieces of peace leave the entire trip is slim to none, and Slim just died. Okay, so you're getting no punani. If your kids are with you and you have kids and they're in your room, no pussy. Just know this. Like, when are you going to get vagina? All right, when the kids are where? All right, so anyway, so you're leaving for a romantic getaway with you, which you paid for, that you planned, and you got pressured into it. We need to go somewhere. Let's go to Catalina for the weekend. You got pressured into it. But before you left, as you were packing the car, a simple packing of the car. This is why the free agent lifestyle is undefeated. A simple packing of the car caused a knockdown, drag out argument. All right, that's what I'm talking about, bruh. Like, this the type of shit that I'm talking about. As you were packing the car, let me just say this. When you go on vacation, it's mighty stressful, right? Going on vacation is stressful. That's why I've been traveling with people all my life. So I like to go by myself, and I want to give all my ducks in a row. Make sure I got this and that. Make sure I don't forget. Otherwise, if people are talking to me, you tend to forget. Oh, damn, I forgot my passport in my damn wherever I keep my passport. Now you messed up, and now you got to go all the way back home, and you might miss the flight. But these people don't realize that traveling is stressful, so that then when you have another person there and you're treating that other person disrespectfully, on a normal basis, the stress is going to heighten this. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of, we need this. Make sure we have that. Make sure we leave on time. The flight, the train, the Uber's here. The train's leaving. So there's a lot of that going on. You're packing. Did you get this? Did you get that? Yeah, bitch, I got it. There's a lot of that going on. And these are relationships. Like, this comes with relationships. This is why when I say I just can't deal with relationships, people are like, huh? This is like when no government name says, dude, what's the point of relationships? Right? When you got to deal with this. Now, here's where the kicker is. Because you might be saying, Coach, you reading into this too much. You tripping again. You're tripping. You're in gay party. You're tripping. All you got to do is venture over to the comment motherfucking section. All right. And this is going to validate everything that I tell you. Now, let's go to the normie comment section, and I hope these are bots. But let's start with a few comments, if you don't mind. All right, because we got a little bit of time out here. Yeah, I got time, Gus. It says right here, this is Lana. It says, this brought me a giggle as I remember trips with my husband, who's now in heaven. Okay, I wonder how he got there. All right, he dead. Okay. And she says, I learned not to mention anything about his driving to avoid conflicts. I miss him so much, but even good marriages have these moments. Just don't dwell on it, cuz you definitely will miss the other one when they're gone. All right, here's the next one. There's a woman here. Now, this is where I tell you, it backs up everything that I tell you. They're not going to deny these things go on. And now, to me, I just can't deal with it. The next one says, this made me laugh so hard, married 34 years, and glad it's not just me. Not just me. Oh, this is everybody. Oh, this is what marriage is. That's what's basically what they're going to tell you. Why is this so? My husband and I almost always have to have a good argument over something silly. when we first go on the road or near the airport. And then once that's over, we relax and enjoy the break. Very strange behavior. Oh, very strange. So they're not denying this reality. See, no one's denying. But how I handle it and how men handle it, they're like, well, what's wrong with this? This is supposed to be, this is what relationships are. And I say, well, I don't want this type of relationship. I don't want a relationship then. I choose to be by myself. I choose to travel by myself. Why do I have to put up with this? Oh, this is so normal. Let's go to the next one. OMG. These are women, by the way. Same. Exclamation point. We are in the hotel now trying to act like we didn't just yell at each other in the car. All right. So they're not, no one's denying this. So nobody can say, well, I've never had that happen. All right. You just don't have your girl in check. So they're basically saying this is to be expected. This is what happens. So deal with it. Okay, here we go right here. Let me see. Don't even have to be a getaway. Leaving the house to go get food. Coach, why don't you want a relationship? Why don't you see it as valuable? Because this shit, just going to get food, we got to get into an argument. How about this? Just getting in the car together is a risk to our marriage. I'm undefeated around here. I'm undefeated. Let me read one more. This is Jackie Andrews. Look at Jackie. Jackie fucking Ann Andrews. Look at Jackie. And you both make random comments about car traffic for the first 30 minutes or so until you're friends again. I tell you these normies. I mean, they didn't even denying it. Oh, yeah, you're going to get in an argument, almost cause your divorce. Oh, yeah, we're going to be unhappy with each other. We're going to give each other the silent treatment for 30 minutes. By the way, just so you guys know, I was married before almost 10 years. And this is true. This is true because what you're doing is very stressful and you're trying to please the other person. But the other person, sometimes in the male-female dynamic, she wants you to take charge. But then when you don't take charge and she has to step in, she's going to be frustrated. So then it's going to go back and forth. And then you're going to be like, happy wife, happy life. But then she's going to be even frustrated. But then if you take charge, the problem is she's going to be like, you never let me decide. We're going to talk about this later in my experience with some BWs here in Paris, Francais. But that's part of the dynamic. So much of the argument and the instigation certainly comes from women. We could tell you that it comes from their side. They're just, and then all of a sudden, then when they get it out their system, all right. By the way, for people who say, no, coach, you tripping, let me show you this right here. Okay, the dynamic that we showed you in the first slide. Right here. All right, it comes from her. It's going to come from her.
I mean, I think this is a really raw show. No, I think we're going to see, we're going to see how it feels to have it be out there.
It's great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Yeah. Like, it's going to be this bullshit. All right. And all of a sudden here, then you'll be like, okay, bitch. Then you'll be quiet. And then you're like, why you're not talking to me? And then now you're in middle school. All right. But anyway, crazy shit. We got Crime and Law CGA coming up. But that's the end of Straggle and Sniggle Theater. Do me a favor. Hit the like button.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me. You can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky. Come get high with me. That's a deal, right?
Hey, Straggle and Sniggle Theater, do me a favor, man. Hit that like button. It's tough. Dude, relationships are not for the weak. Well, I take that back. Relationships are for the weak. All right? It definitely is for the weak. But these are the things when you tell a woman, it's like, but I just want to live with you and I want to live my life out with you. They're not going to tell you this is part of the agreement. This is in the invisible ink, the fine print down there. And she will say, well, that's what a relationship is. All right. No, it ain't. No, it's not. All right. My relationships will have none of this. When you're abusive, all right, you're abusive. All right. Let me see if I can put this up right here. This is the wake up show. How's your morning going? All right. My morning is already gone. All right. It is the evening time. And let me put this up here. Let's get some people up here acknowledged. I appreciate y'all, brothers. And it is Red Pill on the Prairie. He says, what up, coach? Just checking in with a tuition payment. He says, for the best edutainment here on the planet, Coach Gang. for life. Shout out to you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you kicking it in. The VMAD, aka Sky Daddy, he says $5 for the internet and making YouTube relevant again. He says you to go, all glory to the Most High. Thank you, Mr. VMAD, Sky Daddy 4444 on YouTube. And how's the red pill been going since I've been away? Everything good? Anybody get married? Any content creators get married? All right, your content creator, your favorite content creator sitting around talking about he's going to go MGTOW for life, and then he moves in his girlfriend. Right? He's like, I'm going to go MGTOW for life. Now he's got a living girlfriend. Or any red pill content creators get married, engaged. I mean, I guess if you're going to just don't get married on me, bro. All right, you're a red pill content creator and you get married, I'm looking at your ass sideways. Or if you get married, you might want to marry a couple of broads. All right, but anyway. All right, I didn't get married. All right, but guys, the women want to marry me, bro. In Europe, they want to marry me. All right, it's something about, yes, there is a thing about, it's not a thing. It's not like in public that they want a black man, but then if there's some women that grow up with no black men around, they want to marry your ass. All right, they get tired of these funny walking penguin type pants wearing black Europeans. All right, and these Northern Africans, they're different than us. Us niggas from New York and in the United States, we different. That's why they got niggas in Paris, right? But we're different. We're different than the British guys, bruv, and there we go. I'm gonna watch the soccer game and I'm gonna be on the pitch. He's gonna give it a goal today. Ass ninjas. All right, these ninjas are different out here, bruh. All right, but anyway, they be walking with their tight pants. They be walking with their ankles out and shit. I be like, nigga, put some socks on. All right, got your whole damn ankles out. I can see all your ashy ankles, bruh. Them pants ain't long enough. And if they ain't that long, bro, put some socks on. What's up with these ninjas? What's up with these ninjas running around here with no socks on? All right, you need socks in them stank feet ass ninjas. Right? Anyway, they be walking all high. All right, they pants be all pulled up and they ball sack paws. All right, I'm like, look at these ninjas with they light ass voices. Oh, I'm real polite, brother. All right, anyway. All right, them ninjas gonna come get me, man. Hey, shout out to all you doorman ninjas out here. Why ninjas walking? Why they working the door so much everywhere I'm at? All right. Anyway. But what happens is when you come in from the United States, you a different breed. All right. You're like, oh, that's the type I seen on TV. They want you to play the whole role and shit. All right. Anyway. They just, man, they ain't gonna let me leave Paris. They're like, where you flying in from? Okay. We meeting you there, bruh. All right. These bruvs, they talk to, put some bass in your voice, bruv. Okay. Do you have to speak an English accent and petty with no bass in your voice? Listen to my voice. It got a little bit of bass. All right. But these ninjas be walking all light footed and shit. They be floating on the ground. They feet be like this. All right. They be walking like this. You know what I mean? Floating on the air. They be like, oh, bruv. All right. Oh, I spotted a T over there and they play Chelsea. All right. Anyway. All right. They're going to get me, bruh. They're going to get me. All right. But not the guys in Paris. I'm not coming back to, I might come back to London. There's a couple of flatbacks out here I might be coming back for. All right. Anyway, shout out to Coach Jan says, Coach, I see you blazing a path. Hope to draw inspiration from it. It's the free agent lifestyle. Let me see. Do I have the free agent lifestyle sound effect button? But what you're seeing here, blazing this path, I don't have it. But what you're seeing is the free agent lifestyle, the vision coming to completion. The vision is coming to completion. So I've been telling you for a long time, and COVID messed me up, just so you guys know. All right. And then buying cars messed me up. But this was supposed to be the free agent lifestyle going into 2020, but it took 5 years. All right. So COVID hit. And that's another reason I was pissed at COVID, because this was the life I was going to start to live at 2020, just to show you what's possible. And I had a trip. My first trip was to Croatia. All right. Right in the start of COVID. It was like March. All right. That was my first trip. But what happened was COVID shut it down, and it shut down travel really for 2 years. And then ultimately, in those 2 years or so, I got I got a Porsche. I moved to Las Vegas. I had a lawsuit. Then I bought a G-Wagon. All right. So as you can see, I just moved the priorities a little bit. But I said, I'm going to show these brothers what the free agent lifestyle is all about. And that's where we are. All right. It's time to show you what's possible out here. OTOBO is in the building. All right. I wish I knew what that meant. But he says, I have been away studying for my certification exam, but I wanted to let you know. I went to Paris in August of 2019. There are a lot of Francophone African people there. I saw only one Nigerian brother from my tribe, and I tipped him well. He says, visit the museums in the PSG stadium. If I had more time, I would, but the museums are everywhere. But he said they were called Francophone. I'm not sure what that is, but let me look it up. I'm curious. Francophone. What is Francophone? The countries that speak from France. Okay, so they're African countries that speak French. All right, which are going to be, well, they're not just African countries. There's other countries like Quebec, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Monaco, Belgium. So Rwanda, Central Africa, Cameroon, and the likes. All right, the Republic of Congo. All right, that makes sense. And I guess Haiti is a Francophone country, French speaking, French colonials. All right, shout out to you teaching me a new word, Francophone, because I was going to run out here and say it to these people. All right, shout out to you. There's a lot of all right, ass ninjas. All right, but shout out to the Francophones. All right, I like that, brother. So yeah, they come from Franc. So nobody from not many people from Nigeria. All right, shout out to the Nigerian bruvs. But when you get over here, man, there's some different ninjas around here. These ninjas stare you down. All right, they stare you down. They don't. Hey, man, African Americans have this thing where you have to be liked everywhere you go. And of course, when you see other black people, you be like, "Hi, brothers of the struggle, huh? Hi, ninja. Hi, we're black men." You have to tell everybody you black, all right, for some reason. Because we're scarred in America. So when you see black people in Europe, you think they're going to be like, "Oh, hi, bruv." You think they're going to be like, "Oh, a black person. We share the same struggle. Hi, my black boyfriend. Not my black boyfriend. Not my black brother. Hold up.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Hi, my black brother. We share the same skin. We're the same people." All right. These Negroes here in France and they don't have that. They don't have that complex. They do not give a fuck, bro.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
They don't care, bro. They don't care that you black. They be looking down at me like, this how they look at you. This how they look at you when they see your black ass. They be like, they could care less that you black.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
All right. They don't care. All right. Now, I know y'all Negroes in America. Hey, this is why I told you in the free agent lifestyle, you must travel, because once you get to a bigger world, you're going to realize that all that shit you worry about in America means nothing in the rest of the world. All right. They don't give a fuck that you black. Like, nobody has given one single solitary fuck about me being black in Paris. I'm talking about the black people. Right. They don't see us as the same. They're looking at me like, there's a funny meme of this. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can find the meme. Hold on for a second. Looking. See if I can find this meme. Oh, damn. I won't be able to find it. All right. Anyway, somebody might know the meme. Oh, here it is right here. All right. I found the meme. Let's see if it plays. I don't even know if it'll play. But this is how other black people look at other black people from other countries here, right here. All right, can you see it? All right, this is how they look at your ass. And I'd be like, "Hey, what's up, brother?" And they be looking at me like this right here. All right, oh shit. Hold on for a second. Oh, here it is. That's how they look at me like this here. All right. They don't give a fuck. All right, Larry, hold up for a second. This is how they look at, "Hey, black man, what country are you from? Are you part of my people?" They don't give a fuck. They don't care. But they just think, "Hey, we're the same people." No, we ain't. All right. They They be looking at your ass, especially in France. In France, that's how they look at my black ass. All right, and they be blacker than me. Okay. They looking at your ass. Do I have the wait a minute? Who are you? All right, I think I do have that one at least. All right, but anyway, just so y'all know, bro. Hey, anyway, oh, I don't have it. I don't have it. I thought I had it. I thought I played it before. All right, so yeah, that's how. I had a whole black dude. He looked at me just like this today. Probably because he knew. All right. Anyway, yes, and they're trying to scam you. If they do talk to you, they're trying to scam you. All right. So, hey, brother, how are you? All right. I had that in Italy. Every black person with a backpack and a fucking rug saw me. Hey, brother, can I tell you a story? No, get away. I don't want to talk to you. All right. Anyway, man. But listen, it's an important lesson because all of this, these are my people and our people in Africa. They certainly don't think this. All right. They have tribes, as our brother said earlier. These people are tribal. The race is, they're tribal first, nationality second. Race is somewhat in the back of their mind. And when it comes to those two priorities. Okay. And I've been trying to tell y'all, bro, hey, man, we ain't the same. All right. We the same ass Negroes. All right. Anyway. I know I was talking about this. All right, I was getting off subject a little bit. But shout out to OTOBO. All right. Am I lying? Am I lying? A man supporting me and says, you ain't lying, CGA. Me and a girl had a debate because I said Drake wasn't weird for talking to women in their 20s. I told her I do it too. She was upset. All right. Goodness gracious. 100%. Okay. That's why you can't really argue with women. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, I always try to keep it light when I'm dealing with women, especially women of older age. I really don't want to talk to them at all. I'm going to talk about this later because everything's an argument with them. They just want to be right. They just want to debate something. They want to get into some sort of confrontation. Yeah, this is true with older women because they bitter. You know what I mean? They bitter. They've been through it already. They just kind of want to scan you and see what you know. Let me see what you know. Let me see if I'm smarter than you. And there's just going to be an argument. All right, that's why I deal with younger women. Well, they're just right. How old are they, CGA? Just right. And then when they start wanting to get into some politics, listen, hush, 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 little baby. All right. I had this flatback Russian girl. And every time she started to say something wild, I just touch her on her knee and say, sweet child of mine. And I'll say, oh, sweet child of mine. And she finally said, why do you keep saying that to me? All right. And I was like, you know why?
Okay, daddy.
All right. And then she got in line real quick because I said, I'm going to get that neck. All right. Now you want me to get that neck in the bedroom. I'm going to get it in public.
Okay, daddy.
All right. She got right back into it. All right. Sweet child of mine. I was like, oh, sweet child of mine. Just sorry. Anyway, I don't care about your bullshit. Listen, for guys. These are not talking to the weak guys. We're talking to the guys that want to learn and get better in your masculine. I'm not an alpha coach. I'm a masculine coach. Guys, women's politics are not your politics. Okay. They're not your politics. Who cares what the hell they got going on their hair that they're batting around in their pea brain? Who cares about their issues? Well, they're your mama's issues. What about your mama, your sister, your daughter? They still their issue. It ain't mine. It's none of my issues. And here's the reason why. Because you're going to be like, damn, coach, you cold. Okay. What issues do women fight for on behalf of men? I'll wait. All right. Hold on for a second. I'll wait, nigga. All right. Hold on for a second.
Yeah, I got time, cuz.
I'll wait. What issues do they fight for? What issues do they concern themselves with you? All right. Even when they had the Black Lesbian Matter, what issues do they concern themselves about you? They tried to force y'all through shame to vote for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I got time, cuz.
And they didn't give a fuck about you. They was like, who cares about what you got? Vote for Kamala or you ain't black. They don't give a fuck about our issues at all. So for me, I'm like, I don't care about none of that shit that they going through. But what about it? You know, if I want to kill my baby, go ahead. I just ain't paying for it.
Yeah, I got time, cuz.
All right. I ain't paying with. So this is why I tell guys, look, you want to live, the free agent lifestyle is about living stress-free and drama-free. And it's about hitting that like button. But for me, I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna argue women politics with women. I'll argue it with a guy, right? But they're gonna get emotional about it and start threatening you and shit and canceling you. And nah, bro, I don't give a shit. That's your issue. Go vote for it. And while you're voting for it, I'm probably voting against it. All right, but we should have learned that lesson maybe about 100 and something years ago. Shout out to Devontae Swing is in the building. He says, keep leading from the front. It's the free agent lifestyle for life. Yes, indeed. It's the free agent lifestyle for life. Kevin Sullivan says, Coach, question. I'm living free monk lifestyle right now. And thanks to you, he says, I'm almost at my 10K goal in my savings. He says, do you have any suggestions on what to do with my first 10K? Appreciate the wisdom as always. And you ninjas better boss up. Guys, this is a co-sponsorship. Shout out to you, man. Let me give you some acknowledgement first. Where's my co-sponsorship? Okay. I got to remember where these sound effects are. All right. Well, I would say if you don't have a plan for it, I can't tell you what to do with your money, but you better start studying a plan for it. All right. So we often tell people when they start doing this, you better have a plan for what to do with that money. Because if you don't have a plan and then you want to move some money around, you're probably going to lose it. So what I would tell you to do is just keep it. Keep it until you come up with a bulletproof plan that you're passionate about. Do not listen to these people say buy the dip. Right? They're going to make you lose your money and they're going to disappear when it's gone. So for the men who want to hear this, as you're developing your plan to get money, save money for an emergency fund, a rainy day, or to start a business, make sure you have the plan before you get the money. Okay. So otherwise, then just hold it. All right. I mean, it's not the best strategy, but if you throw it at something, it's going to be gone ASAPidly. And you probably took you 5 months, maybe a year to save that 10K, only for it to leave the door in about 2 or 3 months. So I would say just keep stacking the money on top of that money and all of that stuff. That's the easiest question. That's the easiest answer that I can give you. But these internet smarty pants will tell you where to throw your money. And when you lose it, they gone. They gone. So don't listen to these smarty pants ass people. And if you have a business idea that you've been thinking about, sit a long time and research the ins and outs and the ins and outs and the outs and ins. Join the Money Mindset to show you how to make a business plan related to that. And then you can press forward with some of those savings. I do have H every day who was over on, looks like he's over on PayPal too. All right. What are you doing over there? You're hopping around. And he says, soft girl era, source of financial transaction era, or submitting over financial trouble era, or another shit out of the effing trash era. He says, I'm using acronyms trying to explain this stupid ish. Actually, I shouldn't be thinking about this shit at all. But yes, indeed. Don't put too much thought into it. Basically, any era that a woman goes through, what is the number one reason she's going through it? Money. Right? That's the number one reason she's going through it. It is financial. All right. And it's so soon as she pivots and changes her dating strategy, it's a financial move. Okay. So that's what she's doing. She's not doing it to, maybe she'll do it to air her punani out. Right? Maybe she do it to air her punani out, give her punani a break. How come every time I'm with a woman, anybody have this, guys? And then I'm going to get on with the show. I do have some PayPals that I need to acknowledge. Have any of you experienced this? All right, ladies, I want you to listen up closely. Ladies, do me a favor. Lick your fingers like this and touch your little pearl tongue down there and say, "Get him, Daddy." I know you want to do it. I know you might not hear the sound effects too. I hear them. But gentlemen, I don't care if I'm at the JUCO. I don't care if I'm in Brazil. I don't care if I'm in America. I don't care if I'm in Europe. I don't care. How come every time you're with a woman, they're going to tell you the last time they had sex was a long time ago? Yeah, Daddy. How come they always be lying about this? They be lying their ass off. They be lying their ass off. Oh, last time I had sex was a month or two ago. What? Yeah, Daddy. You know you lying. You was out there slobbing on knob last week. At least maybe an hour before you got to me. You know, I haven't had been with nobody in about a year. Okay, I've known you for 15 minutes and Punani's on the table. How the fuck? How the hell am I about to hit? And I know I'm about to hit because we didn't talked about it. How am I about to hit? And you ain't had no sex in a year. What?
Get him, daddy.
Like what? Man, we ain't got to lie because the last time I had sex was last night.
Get him, daddy.
All right. Or maybe that day. All right. I probably was with somebody earlier that day, double booking. You know, my double bookings then came in. How come this always is the case? It's been a while since I got penetrated.
Get him, daddy.
Stop. They be lying their ass off. All right. Anyway. All right. They always lie with that one. All right. Oh, they didn't like that one. They got up out of here. All right. I thought that was the one. Oh, she meant with a condom. Last time I had sex without a condom. Yeah, because they don't count condom sex. I got in trouble for saying that, but we have women not counting condom sex as a body. All right, but do me a favor. Hit the like button. This is major league important here. But I got to get on with the show because look at our likes. They're absolutely despicable. They're disgraceful. They're reprehensible. They're downright dastardly. Okay, so it would be great if you got me to 1,000 likes so we can get the other people on the show. You know what people are doing? You know, they see me on live. They're like, oh, fuck it. CGA ain't going to get into the show until about 2 hours in. But unfortunately, I'm going to end the show at 2 hours. You know how they do. They're like, all right, the nigga just talking. Straggle and Sniggle Theater, Doom and Gloom, CGA. All right, I'll just wait it off and I'll just jump in when he gets to the main event. Well, the show will be over. Right. Anyway, so they're waiting to jump in. Those last 500 people, they normally come in and then they watch me on hyperspeed or whatever the fuck they do. Then they be commenting shit way back in the end of the stream in the live chat. Then they super chat me about some shit they seen early on 2 hours ago in the show. All right, but anyway, I know what's going on. So do me a favor. Those 500 people will come in here in about maybe another 30 minutes. They'll be here and I'll get to my 2,000. I'll get to my what YouTube limits me to 2,000 people. They never let me go over like 2,300. They do every now and then. A couple times I had like 4,000, 4,500 in. All right, but they normally be like, all right, cap this nigga. All right, anyway. Let's see here. All right, what are we doing? Oh, we're doing Crime and Law CGA. That's what we're doing right here. Update. Update. I don't have sound effects for Crime and Law. All right, forgive me. Crime and Law CGA, Puff Daddy, a case. I tell you, man, this case ain't going to be as clean as you thought. This case, Tony Buzbee is already scrambling and scraping for shit. Apparently, Tony Buzbee withdraws from the sex trafficking lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs. Don't get too excited. But apparently, the attorney, Tony Buzbee, who they call the 1-800 or 1-900 lawyer, he also represented women in the Deshaun Watson case and some other athletes' cases. He's apparently withdrew from the sex trafficking lawsuit against Diddy after a judge ruled that he was not authorized to practice in the Southern District of New York. All right, so this is going to really help Puff Daddy right here. But there's a caveat here, so don't get too excited if you're a supporter of Diddy. But this case will not be clean. I knew this case was in trouble. Doesn't mean Diddy's not in trouble. He's still sitting in jail. But apparently right here, he withdrew from many of the cases, and we're going to tell you why. And he's right here not admitted to practicing law in the SD of NY. All right, so let me go ahead and pull this up so we can get a little bit more detail regarding this case and why this case ain't going to get started anytime soon. I mean, they can't even get the lawyers together, bro. It says Tony Buzbee withdraws from an attorney right here for 15 sexual abuse and trafficking lawsuits against Diddy since he's not able to practice. And according to the news here, it says right here, we previously stated right here on February 22nd on the heel of Buzbee dropping his initial lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy, it resurfaced that he was being denied the ability to practice law in New York. That happens quite a bit. You know, if you're the bar association in Texas, doesn't mean you can file lawsuit in New York. But it says a month later, he is now withdrawn as an attorney for 15 different lawsuits and trafficking cases I mean, these are going to get thrown out. According to the Houston Chronicle right here on Monday, these could get thrown out. Buzbee, who has over 120 cases against Diddy, filed a motion of withdrawal from his lawsuit until he is able to practice in New York. In an email, Buzbee claimed that Jay-Z filed a grievance against him. Yeah, Jay-Z not playing with him. He said Hove alleged that Buzbee was practicing in the Southern District of New York without formal admission. And on March 11th, the U.S. District Judge Ronnie Abrams, I can't say it, Kanye, issued an order that in order for Abrams to allow Buzbee to practice, he was warned of this several weeks ago in a parallel case that he violated a civil local rule. Abrams gave Buzbee until March 18th to explain why he failed to notify the court about the issue earlier and proposed next steps to rectify it. Buzbee withdrew from the appearance and as the attorney, and then it says right here, leading more, he stated that the plaintiff would continue to represent by his colleagues at a New York law firm. Most of the cases have been filed in state court until this administrative issue is sorted out. My colleagues who are formally admitted in the SDNY will continue to push those cases while I continue to march forward with the New York cases. And he also says we also will be filing cases in Nevada, in California very soon. All right. So the cases don't go away. So the trouble doesn't go away from Diddy. Apparently, they're just going to move it over there, reframe the incident as to happen in California, or maybe the violation happened in Nevada. They'll drop the New York case possibly, and then get him possibly set back up in New York. All right. But you can see the lawyers are keeping this going. He sees this as a big money maker and a way for him to make a name for himself. Jay-Z already called him out, said he's a shitty attorney. And that, yeah, even Jay-Z's part was dropped, and Jay-Z was the one who exposed this. So you do got to give Hove, you do have to give Hove a little bit of credit. But yeah, people are talking possible extradition. So they're just going to move the case from New York to California, and they'll take Diddy and, they'll take Diddy and move him from New York to California if they drop many of these suits, or they become too much to handle in New York, or maybe he doesn't get certified to practice. And now they got to send him to California. Now, does California keep him locked up? Does California keep him locked up? See, New York kept him locked up. But as the case falls apart, their leverage becomes less. So if they have to move the entire case to Las Vegas, Clark County, or Nevada, or California, well, those are two different, they're both liberal. But do the judges lock Diddy up with no bail? Initially on the first one, there was like Diddy was hot information. So they're like, nah, we got to keep this Negro locked up. But if they move him to California, does he become free? There's a lot that will happen. There's a lot of time on the clock. They got till forever to run this case. Constitutionally, they don't, but they got to wherever to keep this case going. And if things keep falling apart as they are, they're not going to have much leverage. So if they do have to extradite him to another state to keep this case going so that he can represent these young ladies or these alleged victims, they're losing leverage the more this shit falls apart. So yeah, I would take off too. All right. If I was Diddy, I'm not telling him he should, but I'm just saying. Right. And I'm not saying that I would, but I'm just saying. Straggle at Sniggle Theater. Shout out to the YNs. They have YNs out here in Europe too. They funny looking too. They be wearing space boots and shit like this. But here's a YN on Crime and Law CGA. He apparently has 2 counts of attempted deletion. He been skitty popping at some people here, but of course, you do the crime, you got to do the time. Apparently, he breaks down after getting no bond for 2 cases of attempted deletion.
All right.
Taekwon Kelly reacting to a judge's decision not to give him bail Tuesday. Kelly appearing before a Richland County judge on several charges, including 2 attempted murder charges. Forest Acres police say he shot into a woman's car Monday afternoon after some kind of domestic dispute. There were 3 other people in the car. Several schools were locked down after police launched a manhunt for Kelly.
This is a prime example. This guy was out on bail for another attempted murder. Everybody knows 9 times out of 10, If there's an attempted murder of a person, next thing his arrest is going to be a murder.
Private investigator Chandra Cleveland is talking about taking care of the community after Kelly, a 20-year-old repeat offender, again put people in fear.
We have to get back to a community. A community is someone that you know your neighbors.
Fortunately, no one was wounded Monday, and it isn't the first time Kelly's been accused of being involved in a violent situation. The 20-year-old was also charged in a mass shooting at the Meadow Lake Park in Columbia that wounded 9 young people during a prom party in 2023. Kelly faced gun and drug charges in that case and was later released on bond. Cleveland says the recent shooting is a reminder that things only seem to be getting more dangerous.
Especially if they are let out or they get a slap on the wrist for doing what they did with the powerful weapons that they used. Of course, it's going to happen again. And next time they're going to make sure that they kill someone.
I think we're trying to stop it at the entry point of the pipeline, in essence. I think sometimes it's very difficult once they get in that cycle, in essence. You know, people for a long time have talked about the prison pipeline. So we know that education is an antidote.
Columbia Urban League President JT McLawhorn says more mentorships, more emphasis on academic excellence.
Okay, so they start with that bullshit. All right, so that Uncle Tom Sambo ass Negro ass ninja. Hold on for a second. My window's stuck here. All right, so that Sambo, right, talking about education is an antidote to the violence. All right, so education is an antidote to violence. All right, well, they in poverty, so poverty gonna lead to this. Niggas shooting each other. All right. Most people that are impoverished don't shoot each other. They do steal, rob, kill, and they do scam and shoot, or they do a whole bunch of things. But how about daddies in the house? How about y'all stop giving welfare to these single mothers producing these pookie spawns? How about you do that? All right. And the sister talking about community. There is no community. Anyway, they got schools. They got free schools that them niggas don't go to. What do you think? Right, they got schools that they mandatorily have to go to. Education gonna help, guys. We lived in tumultuous times before this, where people were highly uneducated. All right, and they ended up fine. Sending their ass to a formal education is not gonna help them at the entry point. Right, the prison, the school pipeline, the school or prison pipeline. They already cooked by 10 years old. Cooked. He probably was already doing shit like this. All right. Anyway. All right, he probably was already doing shit like this, but if we get them educated, false. Right, absolutely false. Them niggas got free schools they can go to. There's like 18 schools around his house. Okay, and that he can go to for free, and them niggas still don't go. So now what? Right, they shooting up the neighborhood. He's kind of like creating a fireworks show, and education is gonna help him. I think not. Not watching Grand Theft Auto and coming out here doing Pookie shit and women rewarding Pookie probably going to stop it. And I guarantee you they fighting over a biatch anyway. All right, anyway, boy, I tell you. And look at these old people trying to solve the problems with that old, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. You know what they need to do? All right, let me stop. I ain't going to say it. All right, you really would be upset with me or if I said it. All right, but anyway, you do the crime, you're going to do the time. These ninjas shooting up the whole neighborhood and then crying when you don't get a bond.
All right.
Look at that. Look at that. Education's going to help him out. All right. Education's going to help him out. The answer is no. All right. He's far past the point of education. He's an incorrigible. We shall overcome. All right, turn the other cheek ass Negroes. All right, they're gonna be mad at me too. I gotta check in with, a lot of people, but I guarantee you the Negro community frowns upon my shenanigans right now. These Negroes think that they can overcome and they can teach these men to apply themselves with education, as if we don't know that already. All right, anyway. Absolutely ridiculous. All right. You know what we need to do with them? All right. Anyway, I'm not going to say it at this point. Do I have more crime? I do have more crime. Okay. And the main event coming up. So our next criminal case is this woman right here, and it's a whole white woman. This white woman and wants to do the freaky deaky freak nasty. Apparently in Indiana. There she is right there, and she definitely got a beta male for a husband. More than likely, Indiana teacher accused of asking 3 underage students to gangbang her while wearing scream masks. These freaks are out here crazy. According to the news report by World Star, Indiana teacher accused of raping her students, including an instance where she forced 3 underage boys to have sex with her while wearing ski masks. Actually, Scream masks. You guys seen the movie Scream? Apparently, she has a fetish. And they jump through the window with their tank tops and their Timberland boots. 31-year-old Brittany Fortenberry is accused of raping at least 10 boys. Fortenberry blames her weight loss for allegedly preying on the children. Wow, her weight loss. Okay, so we're going to talk about that in a minute.
How dare you?
According to one 13-year-old boy, 13, Fortenberry, who always made him food and would buy him anything he wanted, including vape, weed, and THC carts. Okay. All right, THC carts. All right, some of you weed heads know about this. The teacher would allegedly drug him, really, and his friends with mushrooms before telling them to touch her. All right, touch me right there between the good nasty parts right there, and do it with your, okay, and do it naked. It says, on one occasion, Frankenberry allegedly had the boys spend the night at her house and forced them to wear a scream mask. Brittany had one condition for them: to have her, to have the gangbang with her, and that was they had to wear scream masks to F her. This is according to the affidavit. This is a family show. Frankenberry's husband, of course. Guys, get married. All right, get married. Of course, you know, white women marry cuck white boys. You know, beta alpha fucks beta bucks is big in the white community. So she married a beta male. Frankenberry's husband was allegedly aware of what was going on, but stayed quiet because she told him she would slaughter him in front of his family if he said anything. Yeah, you white guys are cooked out here. White guys are cooked. I mean, y'all the biggest simps. I mean, y'all got to be the biggest simps. I know we say black men are the biggest simps, but white dudes be marrying these blonde white women, and they be full beta male. Cuckaroony. The husband knew in a house that he owned with her, more than likely, because white guys can't live outside the matrix. Like, that's a big deal. White guys are blue pill. They got to get the wife and buy the house and the golden retriever and the 2.2 kids. Y'all got to do the old matrix bullshit. When black dudes be like, I ain't getting married. Okay, that's par for the course. Like, nobody expects black men to get married. So you saying you never going to get married is like okay, tell me what's new. And water is wet. All right, but white dudes can't run out here and be like, I ain't getting married. All right, you got a whole church, synagogue, all right, Catholic cotillion. You got to tell your whole family, 4 generations, all your family at Thanksgiving and Christmas, all right, that you going MGTOW. All right, they're not going for that shit. I'm sorry, what? All right, can't do that. All right, that's like a Mexican dude. He can't do that either. All right, his abuela, he'll break his abuela's heart. I'm not getting married. Oh, mijo. Oh, mijo, come here. All right, put your head all on her those saggy titties. All right, while she's cooking in there, making tortillas. All right, oh, mijo, you heard? There's plenty fat gorditas around here that you can pick from. Look at all these women waiting to be wives to make you food. All right, I'll make you food, mijo. Mijo, you love me, right? You love me. Those evil things you say about your madre and your abuela, you don't mean them on the internet, do you? All right. So Mexican dudes in the Matrix too, they can't be fucking around here talking about gorditas and tortas. They got to marry a torta. All right, but anyway. But when it comes to niggas, I ain't getting married. Okay, and water is wet. All right, so they got to cuck themselves out. All right, that's when he becomes T.O. Uncle Simp. All right, the Mexican be like, I'm gonna get married. No, I'm gonna stay red pill though. And I'm gonna get married and I'm gonna stay red pill. And your wife be in there fucking making tortillas. All right. And then about 10, 20 years in, she blow up like the Goodyear blimp. Okay, she all fat in there making tortillas, chin waggling, and now you stuck with her. And then you become T.O. simp. All right, you become the biggest simp in your family. All right, wearing a fedora and shit. Just because you wear a fedora, T.O. simp, does not mean you're cool still. You're a simp. All right, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. White dudes are cucks. All right, they love cucking. All right, we gotta have the biggest simp of all time between black men, Indian men, and white men. I mean, come on, white guys. Come on, white guys. This is crazy. All right, but shout out to this one right here. So get married, coach. Get married, coach. So this woman's married to a whole man getting train ran on her by underage boys that she's allegedly drugging. And the husband knew about it. And then she did the white girl thing to do. It's to threaten your life. If you tell anybody, I'm going to tell that you like it up the... Okay, anyway, I can't say that either on the internet. All right, anyway.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
If you tell, I'm going to like that you like me to play with your dookie hole. You know, they'll tell you the whole... Because white dudes, y'all be having some crazy wild fetishes. All right, and so your fetishes get you in trouble with your girl. That's why you get treated like Alec Baldwin. All right, for people that want to know why Alec Baldwin got treated like a whole monkey simp is because she knows Alec Baldwin's nasty ideas. Right? She knows Alec Baldwin makes her say she's only 13 years old when he's about to bust a nut on her. All right, you know, that's what white dudes be doing. Say you're 13. Ass ninja. All right. And don't lie to me, ninja. They had a whole Epstein Island. So don't act like it. Don't act like y'all ain't doing it. All right. Tell me that you're just coming home from high school. Oh, you be trying to take it up. She be pegging you. All right. You wearing a gas mask, hanging yourself, smoking dope, smoking a bong while she trying to get you off. All right. And so what happens is this is what happens to these white guys. They end up having to cuck out in marriages because the woman's like, oh, really? All right. Let me tell you about the time when we was up in Portland, Oregon. All right. And you were sucking on somebody and then you brought a whole nigger up here to violate me. Yeah. How about that?
It's an evil world we live in.
Yeah. Yeah, they do it. They'll be like, okay, all right, you want to tell? All right. How about the time where we went to Phoenix and you had 4 niggas run a train on me? How about that? All right. You want to tell your family about that, sir? Mm-hmm. And you went in never mind, I can't say it because this is a family show. But they would be doing some wild shit.
Chill, son. Hey, yo.
Anyway, that's Crime and Law CGA. Let me get to the super chats and then we'll have the main event. We're gonna get out of here in 2 hours and 15 minutes, roughly. All right. Anyway, shout out to y'all. Yeah, white dudes. And white dudes be doing the most in the red pill. All right. And the reason why is most of them are cucks or sexist marriage or they married a single mother. Most of the white dudes be doing some wild shit. Like they never were holding masculine frame until they got divorced, scraped at least once or twice or survived the sexist marriage. Then they were like masculine frame. Then they started talking about running game. And he was like, bro, you was married to 2 fat single mothers. All right. What are you talking about? I mean, I was married to, I got one under my belt. I didn't get 2, but I didn't even marry a single mother. She was like 25 and young. Well, when I married her, she was 25 years old. All right. But anyway, where are the white women at? Okay. What are we doing here? Shout out to our brother. We're going to do these and then we'll get to the super chats. Let me get over to PayPal because that's where it is. H every day. Anton Daniels. Shout out to Anton. He said, married men are not the biggest tricks. He said that, he said it'd be the simp men thirsty for young Miami types, 3s or 4s or 5 with makeup. And he said, married men are more disciplined and wives generate more revenue and be getting the big bag. He says, and I was thinking he says, you're going to wait till I tell Coach Laney. Well, he has to say that, you know what I mean? Like that's his shtick. All right. But we can prove without a shadow of a doubt that the majority of men that pursue escorts and strippers and OnlyFans are married men. It's not even debatable. So he might be trying to push some agenda here. I don't know if he said this, but you're saying he said it. And he might have said it, but he's dead wrong. He wrong. He's wrong as hell. I mean, married men be out here tricking on their wives and girls. All right. Ask a girl that be at the ask a girl that if you meet a girl at the JUCO, ask her how many married men she messed with. Most of them are going to be married guys. They're going to be married. How many girls that you know dated a guy and was like, and I found out he was married. I'm telling you, man. And he tricked on her and took her on vacation. So anyway, I don't know if he said this, but this is abjectly false. All right, but now there are tricks of single variety too. There are tricks. Tricks are everywhere. Tricks are for kids. All right, anyway. It's one of those things. But maybe, he's trying to hold on to he's married. He's a married black man, so he's got to hold up to it. He's got to hold up to it. He said, I don't trick. Shout out to our brother H every day. One more acronym for soft girl era is shit out of time. He says era. He says the stage of panic. If this ish does work or don't work, he says if this ish don't work, they either full on coochie sale or in a rotation or lesing out or literally lint licking everything but admitting fault and taking direction. Coach, I'm seeing a lot of homeless women in the South. This ish don't look good. As I said, these hoes winning. Remember that conversation? Y'all might not have been around here in 2021, 2022. But there was a group of guys that were saying these hoes are winning. I wish, shout out to the guys there, Ramil, Ty City. I want to say Mr. Palmer too. Although I enjoy all of those brothers. I have no beef. But I made a response video to them saying these hoes are winning. And I said, bro, that's not true. All right, because most of those guys were under 40 or at least under 45. At that time, I was 45 years old. I'm like, that's not true. They're losing. They're gonna rack up losses. And I was like, they're gonna be selling pussy for bottles of water. That's what I said. And I'm right. The JUCO is litty. Women, particularly black women, are the biggest, fastest rising group of homeless next to elderly people. So I was right. I was like, these hoes are winning? No way, bro. I mean, they might seem like they're winning now. Well, they got government. They got OnlyFans. Well, look at Trump. They don't have Trump. I mean, Trump is in there taking all their little shit up. But yeah, these hoes, they're not going to win in the end if they maintain this lifestyle. Shout out to Jahari says, let's see the view, coach. Salute. Oh, okay. Well, we'll see you later. And that was a long time ago. Shout out to you. But maybe at the end of the show, but I'll have to disconnect. There's so many things I have to disconnect that I don't know if the stream will actually be, you'll be able to see anything because I have to disconnect the mic and everything. And so we'll see. Shout out to Eric Garnica or Garnisha. He said, shout out to the great Coach Lini. There's truly nothing to watch on YouTube when you're not live. He says, I try to watch some other Red Pill videos. And after a couple minutes, I couldn't listen to it. It's all about the after pill. They still raging out in the Red Pill? I have no idea. I don't listen to very many people anymore on the Red Pill. All right, because what are they going to say that I haven't said or hasn't been said before? All right, in a way, they're going to just say the whole thing, talking point. All right, most of these guys don't have the experience. So there's nothing that I got to rush to watch, and that's no hate. Shout out to Khalid Cooper says the sisters in Brazil are completely different. Shout out to you and the sisters in Brazil. Brazil is a wonderful place. If you guys have a chance, go to Brazil. But get a couple of countries under your belt before you go to Brazil. Get your confidence up because Brazil is not an easy place to go. It's not a good entry-level place to go. All right, but Punani is cheap there. It's cheap. Do not take a girl to Brazil with you. Do not take a girl to Brazil. All right. If you go to Brazil and you want to take your girlfriend or your wife, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. Brazil is to be enjoyed by yourself. Do not take no girl there. Corey says, he says, I'm good at reading. He says, what do you think about an Asian woman for dating these typical quiet submissives? You have to direct everything. Yes. He says, I think with some men, those women would be too feminine. I agree there. I agree. Some women are very, particularly Asian women, when they're young. All right. Because this isn't all Asian, though. There are some tiger moms out there and some very, you know, depending on what type of Asian woman you like. But some guys want a very submissive feminine woman. Let me just tell you, it sounds nice on surface, but it's hard. Okay, it's hard. All right, because they're gonna be completely submissive to you. They're like, okay, you do it. Like, and I always tell you, they follow you around like kittens. So you're doing everything. You're doing everything for them. They're like a child. If you want a truly submissive woman, just be ready for it. It's very, very difficult. It's like having a child. And they're not going to make decisions for you. They'll criticize some decisions here and there. All right. But they're like, hey, I'm hungry. All right. But they're going to be like, I ain't going to tell you we're going to eat. Just take me to eat. And yes, they do cost the most. They're very difficult. I mean, people think, you know, you want a woman that submits, but then you will tell me giving a woman $100 for her own snacks is gold digging. But I do understand about the thing that I've talked about Asian women is they're like kittens. All right. They're meow, meow. They're just meow, 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 meow. That's all they'll do. All right. They're not going to ruffle any feathers. Now they'll do some shit, you know, on the side or poison your coffee, or when they really done with you, they'll just poison you. All right. But that's a long time. They played a long game. But yeah. And they'll do it. Look, listen, I haven't had any Asian women turn me down for sex. Maybe when we were young in high school, all right, they'll give you a blue balls like a motherfucker. All right. In your early 20s, they'll give you a lot of blue balls. All right. But once they with you, I mean, you could just, come here. All right, come here. And they bones all flexible. They don't have a lot of muscle on their body. They don't have a lot of muscle on their body. So what happens is they hella bendy and flexible. They're kind of like Gumby. I mean, they just fold and bend. And they're also not fighting back, mostly. Not fighting back. All right, they ain't really putting up a fight. You know what I mean? So they just all bendy and goofy, and just, you could just tie them up in a pletzel and a knot and fold their legs up and just throw the legs on the other. They very Gumby-like. So, and they just going to be like, yeah, they just want to get dominated. Do whatever you want. It ain't like they could do something if you were doing it and they didn't want it. What are they going to do? They don't got no muscle. And they just going to meow, 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 meow. Ouchie, ouchie. All right, they the best. They the best. But here's the thing, man. They smarter than a whip. So they know when you lacking. And some Asian women like beta male boyfriends. You know, there's some Western California, you know, I always call them the condescending California Asians. They big time gold diggers. All right. They big time gold diggers. But they just play it just right. They smarter than a whip, though. All 4'9", 5'3", smarter than a whip. And they just watching you they just watching you simp. They just watching you simp, and they like, yep, I got this dude wrapped right around my finger. They'll never let you know it, though. They'll just let you they just let you dominate them, and you be like, I love my ling ling. Shout out to all my ling lings watching me right now. But they have to poison you because they ain't gonna twist your arm anytime soon. And depending on what type of ling ling you're dealing with, it could be a Vietnamese. They're like overtly gold diggerish. This is a tendency. They're overtly gold diggerish. Right, they'll be like, all right, buy me Chanel. They'll come out and say it. Buy this, do this. You know what I mean? Because they really can't communicate emotionally. Like Russians and Linglings can't communicate emotionally. Like they've been growing up all their life getting hit by a sugar cane or something like that. You know, emotion is not a part of the conversation, which we'll talk about here later in the main event. You don't mind me riffing. But they just basically just say it. They say what the fuck they want to say and just do it. Buy me a purse. They don't do the, oh, honey, sweetie, honey pie. They don't do all that shit. They just get right to it. Buy me a purse or I'm leaving you, ass bitch. All right. You're like, oh, okay. All right. Right now you're leaving. Okay. But, you know, they just come out and say it. Very direct type. But yeah, women that are very submissive are hard to deal with because if you're not used to dealing with them, you don't know what to do with them. And Eric says, I know several old ladies in the community who are in their 80s and have 8 kids by 5 different ninjas or 6, and none of them are married. Big time 304s, even decades before social media was even ever invented. And ninjas never dare to ask or question Big Mama. Hey, Big Mama, why all my cousins and uncles and aunts look different? Don't ask Big Mama that. She got trauma. She gonna crash out on your ass. Don't ask Big Mama why all your relatives look different. Hey, Big Mama, why my mama and her brother look different? Why my mama light skinned and he darker than the trillion midnights? All right. Yes, indeed. And I think I'm going to have to catch up. Angel Sanchez says, hey, coach, just wanted to thank you for your advice that you give. I just left a 2-year relationship, living alone, grinding 12-hour night shifts while I work on my AI solutions for a restaurant. I feel stuck in that relationship and happy to get out. I appreciate your work. Yes. Ask yourself in your relationship, where's your relationship going? You know, I know you got love, but where's your relationship exactly going? Like, is it going anywhere? Do you see any future with this person? Are you just riding time? Are you comfortable? Are you content? Are you settling? You see me out here living the free agent lifestyle. You see me, you guys thought the free agent lifestyle was just me pouting in the studio, right? He's just going to sit in that studio and pout. All right. But then I said, you know what? The free agent lifestyle is to be lived. And now you see me out here living better now, Coochie sweater now. All right. This is me on my Instagram stories out here. You see me out here living the free agent lifestyle. See, the free agent lifestyle is to be lived. It's not just a moniker. It's not just a hate message. It's to be out here living first class. Okay. Is your relationship going anywhere? Could you actually benefit from a lifestyle like this? Could you benefit from traveling and putting yourself first and raising your price instead of lowering your price to settle? Okay. That's what a lot of guys are doing. And then when they see me out here living, they think it takes a lot of money to do so, which it does. It does. But you're spending that money in a relationship as well. That's going absolutely nowhere. It's going absolutely nowhere here. There's your boy out there, big boss with the suit on, looking like a mob boss out there with the scarf. Yeah, mob boss style. All right, over here. All right, look at your boy out there. Look at your boy out there. And I'm not just going to the poor, dirty feet countries either for cheap pussy. All right, all the pununa I get is expensive. All right, anyway. All right, it's expensive punani. All right, I'm gonna tell you, man, you dating out here in Europe, it ain't gonna be cheap, especially in England where the pound nominally is better than the dollar bill. All right, financially, right? Nominally, I say it's a little bit stronger. You're gonna take an L out here. All right, but the ninjas is out here, ninjas in Paris, listening to Maurice Chevalier. This is the free agent lifestyle. This is what it was supposed to be before COVID hit. But we want y'all to know this, that it's available to you. And I'm trying to live this out so I can show you. It's not just about the cars, the clothes, the cars, the shoes, the hoes. It's all about being free as well. Can you do this with your fat girlfriend? Could you do this with your fat girlfriend? Hold on for a second. Can you do this with your fat girlfriend? No, you can't. Can your fat girlfriend fit in this car? I couldn't even fit in this car. And shout out to Colleen. Can your fat girlfriend fit in this car? When I tell you guys lower your prices to get with your girl, you guys are absolutely pathetically lowering your prices in value. Shout out to Mr. Kaleem. Okay, Kaleem is a big time supporter here. He brought his McLaren over here so I can come out here and record like I'm big boss. And look at me driving on the opposite side of the car too. All right, yeah, that was going to be some damage. Okay, but you ain't even living the full potential of your life. And your fat girlfriend out here don't want you to fucking live. All right, you don't need that. We have love together. And your relationship is going nowhere. It's going nowhere. All right, but look at your boy out there, suited and booted. All right, out there with the goddamn Burberry scarf. All right, living the free agent lifestyle. That's what it is, man. The big boss is out here. All right, we call him daddy. That's what the ladies call him. They don't call me the big boss. They call me daddy out here. That's what they call me. Living it up. Follow me on Instagram and check out all my stories of my travels over the last 3 or 4 years or something like that. He says I got them high waters on. No, those are tailored right where they need to be tailored. Maybe the hem needs to be let out just a little bit, but they're good. But you want to see the motion in the pants so you can see my socks. By the way, speaking of my socks, I don't have them here. All right. My socks says, who's your sugar daddy? All right. That's what the socks say.
Okay, daddy.
All right. And it's of the sugar daddy candy. A girl gifted me those. All right. Let's get to the main event. And then let me see here. What are we doing here? This main event. Free agent lifestyle, guys. All right. I want you to live. Go live your life. Go live your life. Go raise the prices up. When people say, man, well, coach, man, I can't do nothing. I can't raise the price. Whatever the price is, what your price is today, raise it. Okay. Raise the price, bruh. Don't let people tell you who you are, where you are. You tell them who you going to be when you show them. Okay, coach, you out here broke, bitter, 40-year-old, old, all right, looking like a troll, hermit crab, no game. Okay, raise the price on their ass. Oh, really? What I look like now out here? Do I look like that now? All right, you can say that now. You hating like a motherfucker. I don't look like that now. All right. He's short. He ain't got no game. No hoes like him. He can't get women. No bitches like him. Okay. How the price look now? What the price looking like now, bro? Okay. Is it the case now? All right. Not with my sugar daddy socks on. It ain't the price now, and it ain't gonna ever be the price, and it never was the price. But y'all had to see it lived out. Y'all thought I was just gonna sit out here, and I don't like women, and women don't like us, and we're gonna go away our own way. All right, look at they leaving. They don't want to hear me talking that shit, but that's what the free agent lifestyle is about. I told you. Anyway, let's get to the main event. I know. We got Lizzo. Shout out to Lizzo is here. Okay. All right, we got Lizzo here causing a stir here on the internets, and this is what she said. She says right here, according to this clip here, is this more news by World Star? Sorry, I don't have a lot of time to find great stories. This is World Star again. The way this world treats black women is sickening. All right, and she puts this up here, a quote here. It looks like it's on X, Twitter, and it says the way. This is right here. Yeah. The way this world treats black women is sickening. All right. Blacklisted Janet. And now 20 years later, y'all calling her music cute black girl bops and giving her flowers. Then she said you dogged Whitney for her love life and called her a drug addict for laughs. But now y'all want to honor her. Y'all laughed at Tina's abuse and never let her forget. And then she puts down here the classic line, the least protected person in the world. Now, shout out to Taraji P. Henson of bringing this narrative. I think she was the one that brought it forth. Maybe you guys know who else did it. The least protected person in America. Now, this is goofy to me. It's absolutely always been goofy when I hear the least protected person in America, when I think they're the most protected. And I'm going to tell you why. But give me a second to set this up. Okay, so she's saying that the behavior, and it sounds like she's bringing up musicians, which is going to be in her wheelhouse, saying that you guys let them fall or let them be persecuted, or you make fun of them, and then you actually then later when they died or later when there was a revival of their career, they were support. But like not like you dogged them for 20 years. Like Janet, Janet took a L for that Justin Timberlake areola thing. With her whole nipple out. She took an L. I mean, Justin Timberlake didn't take an L at all, and he wasn't going to either. Okay, but you also have, she said Whitney Houston was dogged, drug addict. All right, they made fun of her, crack is whack, and then when she died, oh, she's the greatest singer of our time. Well, the problem is you have Michael Jackson on the side of that got the same treatment as well, and he wasn't a woman. He looked like an old Asian woman. He didn't look like a black woman. He probably did look like a black woman at one point. But that's an example of a black male. In fact, I've always said not many black men in celebrity or entertainment or sports leave without an asterisk. All right. So the asterisk is a part of black culture. And most of the time it's the community doing it to you. Now it's the whoishes and the white folks that are exposing these things, right? Because these are the inner circle. But it don't take much to get in terms of a little to no evidence to give a Negro an asterisk. All right. So Diddy, asterisk, and some people sometimes is rightly so, but y'all be willing to cancel their entire career over an allegation. Okay. Michael Jordan got an asterisk for his alleged betting and potentially the death of his dad, which was supposedly not linked to crime, but it was. Michael Jordan got an asterisk. Magic Johnson got an asterisk. He was playing, and then he got HIV, allegedly. Okay, R. Kelly has an asterisk, doing things that other people didn't get an asterisk for, and so forth and so on. You could go down a list. Yep, Chris Brown got an asterisk. So typically with the entertainer and black entertainers, the goal is to give them an asterisk, and it's most of the time their own people really following through with the asterisk. You know, not saying, no, we're not going to give him an asterisk. His music catalog is the best. Like R. Kelly, arguably the best music ever created in the last 20 years. All right. He has the best catalog going, one of them, but he has an asterisk. We're not going to play his shit. So, you know what I mean? The carrying on is not just through white folks and the who is in the record label. We let those people with the allegations just cancel everybody. And of course, hey, listen, rightly so. Still doesn't take away the music. I don't understand why you take away the music. That's still great music. All right, but that's neither here nor there. It's not for me to discuss, but we love putting asterisks on everybody. Right? All right, we love putting asterisks on everybody. And some people deserve an asterisk. Some people out here behaving a monkey. Back to the black woman thing, the least protected. Well, here's the problem. You also have the most divorced, the least likely to get married. And you do have this idea that black women do say, hey, I want you to accept me how I am, not as you want me to be. So they don't make any changes to their character. They basically do the same thing over and over, and they expect a different result, which is the definition of insanity. Why don't you do something different? If people keep judging you and persecuting on these things that you think are not protecting you, why don't you do something different? Why don't you have a different mating strategy as opposed to doing the same mating strategy, Pookie, bad guys, then transition over to good guys? Why don't you do a different mating strategy? Why don't you do what the Asians are doing? You don't do it. You do the same thing over and over again, blaming the same people over and over again. And you have the lowest net worth out of all people in America. All people in America, not just blacks, all people in America. All right, so you keep doing the same thing. You keep saying you're strong and independent. Well, we've been doing that for 40 years, and you haven't got very much ahead. You've collected a lot of debt. Then you go to this, and this is going to go back to that submissive conversation that we had, and also that conversation that we had in terms of Alec Baldwin getting disrespected. Okay, now I'm going to go into a story related to this. This is important. I was here in Paris, downstairs last night, hotel. I'm down there with my suit on. The video that I just showed you, all right, the videos that I just showed you, which I'll show for reference again, I was downstairs shooting those videos. All right. And, when you're downstairs doing shit like that, you're going to draw a little bit of attention. People are going to get curious as to what you're doing because they're not normally seeing people organized in a way to create content. Although they watch content all the time, they see people produce this type of content. But then when they see someone doing it, they get curious. They want to interrupt you. So I'm doing this shoot right here. And I was down there maybe a good 10 to 15 minutes. But I had my camera positioned in a different spot than you see here. The reason why I had to move it was because there were 4 black women that got out of an Uber. Okay. Now, the story is important. All right. Because I'm going to ask whose fault it is. They got out of an Uber, and when they got out of the Uber mad slow. So if I was the Uber driver, I would have been pissed. I mean, they're gathering their belongings. And so it pissed me off because I'm like, they pulled up right in front of my tripod. Now, again, I'm not one of these people that say, hey, you saw me recording, you should have gone around me. But how about some acknowledgement to say, hey, I apologize. The white folks and everybody else walking past me, they saw my tripod, they went around. Not these people. So they get out of the car all slow, packing up all their shit. Then they get out of the car and they just stand right in front of my tripod. Now, here's the thing. They acknowledged that I had a tripod. They acknowledged it. Oh, look at him. He has a setup. So I stepped to the side just so they could finish up, hurry up and go. No. They intentionally stood in front of me. Now, people are going to say they didn't have awareness. They intentionally stood in front of me, and I'm going to tell you how I know. They intentionally stopped there. Hi, girl. All right. They started parting ways. One girl was fumbling for her tripod. All right. One woman asked me, what I was doing or whatever, or what I was talking about. They're just intentionally doing this. And I'm going to tell you how I knew. And this is going to get into why they get treated the way they get treated. So they're like, oh, he has a light. He has a tripod. They're literally describing what I'm doing, but they're standing in front of the camera, blocking. They're literally standing there between me and the camera and the Eiffel Tower. So they know that they're standing in front of what I'm trying to record. All right. And I'm just standing there like, okay, let's see if they, have some sort of awareness. Let's see if they move. Nope. One woman's fumbling for her tripod, whatever she was fumbling for. I don't know what she was doing, but she's doing the whole with her lip poked out like this, trying to get it right. And I was like, okay, ladies, I was like, it's time to move on. Nothing. They said nothing back. Okay. They acknowledged me previously, but when I said that, they didn't say anything back. And so I clapped my hands. I said, ladies, I'm trying to record this. Now, the reason why it was important is because as the hour turns, this starts to flash. All right. So it'll do this just so you can see it. So the longer they took, the more likely they were going to be in front of the camera when the lights start flashing, which you'll see here in a minute. Right there. All right. So I'm waiting for that. And it only lasts 5 minutes. So this is what I'm waiting for, this flash. Okay. Now, knowing black women, if you tell them, bitch, get out the way, they're going to have an attitude problem. You already know this, right? You already know this. Bitch, get the fuck out of my camera. What the fuck's wrong with it? If you do this, their pussy gets wet, but they get offended. And then all of a sudden they'll start kicking your tripod and smashing your camera. No, they're from the United States. These are United States black women. They're from the United States. So as soon as you give them attitude, then it would have been a fight at midnight in Paris with 4 black women. So I'm like, okay. I had to tell them a third time. And when I told them the third time, they said, oh, do you want us to move? Let me show you. Let me give you this right here. All right. Do you want us to move? That's what they tell me. And then said, this is what they said. This is why you're going to get to why they get treated the way they treated. I keep saying that. This is where we're going to get to why they get treated the way they get treated. And she said, oh, next time be more assertive. Bruh, I kid you not. Next time be more assertive. Now, they're right. All right. But I'm also knowing that if I was assertive, that would have been giving them ammunition to be like, you mean out here disrespecting me? It's almost like you can't win. So they get when they say they're the least protected, I think they're the most protected because people handle them with kid gloves. They know they're going to crash out. So this is why I disagree. This is why I disagree that they're the least protected. They're the most protected. People care about their feelings. You have to be sensitive towards them. And you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So if you crash out, they're going to argue and act like a monkey, gorilla, ape, baboon. All right. If you don't do it, they're going to take their time. They're going to take their time and be like, well, you should have told me. Now, the reason we know this is because Kevin Samuels was supposedly attacking them because of the way he said it, not what he said. So we know that being more assertive is not the answer. That's what she wanted to do because that gave them a reason to act like a monkey, right? It would give them the reason to crash out and be like, nigga, you don't tell me nothing. But they wanted the reason. I didn't give them the reason. So then I didn't give them the reason or the attention. Then it was, oh, if you were more assertive, we would have moved, which is false. They wouldn't have moved. They would have been in the camera acting a monkey. I probably would have been able to cover it. So we know this to be true. We know this to be true of the majority of them. And another reason they do this is because this is how they flirt. All right. This is a difficult thing to grasp. This is how they flirt because later on, I moved the camera, right? I had to move the camera to the angle that you see now. So the angle you see now, I literally moved it maybe about 20 feet away. Okay. Maybe about 20 feet away. But what happened was they ended up moving literally in front of me, but they were way down the road. So they were out there. I could hear them doing what they were doing, but they were out of my way. So I didn't mind. They end up walking back into front of to the side of the camera and asking me questions as I'm recording. I swear to God, I'm like, I'm literally recording. I'm waiting for this moment where you see the sparkle. I'm not talking. Oh, where you from? What you talking about? So they wanted to now interact with me. All right. Because I didn't give them attention. I left them alone. I didn't engage in their little banter, flirt, aggressive, orangutan type of, I didn't engage in a hyena bullshit. So I just basically just avoided them and said, all right, I'm gonna just move. All right. Now all of a sudden they want to talk. Now all of a sudden they want to know. Now all of a sudden they want to know where I'm from and this type of shit. Now what happened was, since I was recording, I didn't pay them much attention. So I basically said, oh yeah, okay, yeah. And then got back to my camera. Then another group of people interrupted me as well. They were Indian. And I believe he wanted me to take a picture with them, right? Or take a picture of their entire group. But I said, I'm recording, motherfucker. Like, literally, I'm doing this. And people were just bothering me. A white woman started bothering me, right? I mean, people are weird when it comes to content creators. Like, they watch content and like videos all day long. Let them see one fucking content creator doing work and they don't know how to treat it. They act like you're doing something completely foreign or out of the box. You're like, nigga, I'm making content. Leave me the fuck alone. All right. So, anyway, the thing is this. So the least protected is false. I believe people go above and beyond to not offend black women, which is funny because they want to be offended. All right. Because, you know, if their life is tough or there's a struggle, they have a reason why now to lash out on someone or claim that they lashed out on them or they don't like us. But you wanted this type of attention. Not only do you want the attention, this is how you're kind of flirting. So you are getting attention in the wrong way. You're trying to talk to, and they were all over 40 years old. You're trying to talk to me or find a reason to engage with me, but I'm actually busy doing something else. I don't have time to engage with you. So guess what happens? They act a monkey instead. They act and show their ass. They act and say things like, yeah, if you are more assertive. Okay, but we've been assertive with black women and it hasn't worked. Has being assertive, I know they may want men to be more assertive. They're attractive to men being more assertive, but has that been a benefit to the man when it comes to them? The answer is no. So I would reject the sentiment of Lizzo. I would object it right off the rip. All right, because there is so much to break down about this least protected. They're the most protected. They're the most protected away from their own men if you want to go into it, but that's not something that I care about. Right? That's not something that I care about. But then also when it comes to flirting or dating or engaging with them, they have the least successful relationships on record since the Christians were being fed to the lions. And then they're not to blame for it. They're not to blame for it. And you're like, like, holy mackerel. But people then want to say, well, there's like people like Lizzo. Oh, she's fat. We could sympathize for her. And she's one of 800,000 fat black women in America. She's not an anomaly. But we treated her with kid gloves and we let her eat on the internet and have food all the corner of her mouth. And we act like that didn't exist. Oh, well, we can't judge her. Then she lost weight and pissed off her core audience. Oh, she needed to get healthy. So they are, by most accounts, the 100% most protected people here. And they never get a true sense of who they are because people protect them. Okay? They protect them. They don't want to tell them that they're aggressive. They don't want to tell them that their facial features are absolutely not the beauty standard. They don't want to tell them that their hair, that they're culturally appropriating white women's hair. But as soon as they say someone has braids, they typically can lash out on them and say that that's cultural appropriation. Nobody wants to tell them their real history. Nobody wants to blame them and be accountable for the absolute horrid state of their communities that they seem to love so much. The blame gets shifted all over the place, and it gets shifted to men, the government, and whoever else is around. And I think for the most part, they don't know how to flirt. They certainly don't know how to flirt with guys that ain't got time for their asses. So they think, just standing in front of me and giving them attention and shooing them away or engaging in some aggressive conversation is going to be a way for me to get attention. Well, no, it's not going to. And neither would being more assertive have helped the situation. We know this to be a lie. This would have gave them a reason to engage in whatever bullshit they wanted to engage in. So I say they have to look within themselves. They have to look within themselves. I can't fix the problem for them, nor am I interested in fixing the problem with them. Okay. Yep, they have wigs. You know, they just have a lot of issues that they have to deal with. And I don't sympathize for them at all, or certainly don't have empathy for them. I think they make their own bed, but I think anybody makes their own bed. I think men make their own bed when it comes to these relationship issues. I've called men out. You guys don't want to support women, but you want these women to be submissive. I think that's ridiculous. You don't want to give them $400 a month because that's gold digging, but you want them to do what? Cook and clean. So yeah, there's conversations about everybody's approach to these issues. However, when it comes to them, which is the subject matter, the world treating black women, according to Lizzo, the worst is a misnomer. All right. It is absolutely a misnomer. The way she says, she called it sickening. I mean, listen, I would say do something different. Do something different than what you're doing. And of course, listen, if anyone agrees with her and you are a B-dub, do something different collectively, not as an individual. Or you can call out the people who actually act like a monkey. Right? Anyway. All right. Let me see here. That was the main event. Shout out to y'all. Let me get to these super chats. I should be on tomorrow. What do I got going on tomorrow? Yeah, I'm going on a couple adventures. I'm going on some adventures tomorrow. All right, let me see here. Let me make sure the JUCO got her instructions. All right. Okay, right here. All right, what do we got going on here? Okay, I see what's up. All right, shout out to the coach gang. Let me get to these super chats. I appreciate the support here. As I'm on my trip, I'll be back in the studio on Wednesday. All right, Wednesday. So I'll still be traveling throughout next week. Did I get Angel or Angel? Maybe we call him Angel. Bank says, love the show and your teachings. I had a friend that is about to get married. I advised him to check out your show, and he says you're too red pill. I realize no one can help these Mitches. Men rather bump their head first before they learn the truth about marriage. The marriage will never fails. Again, I mean, men keep getting married. They keep volunteering themselves, right? You guys tell a guy, watch Coach's show, and them niggas can't handle it. All right, I want to believe in love. I want to believe in love after love. All right, shout out to y'all. Thank you for joining me. But yeah, dudes just want to be in love. They put love and like above everything. Despite conventional wisdom, despite the evidence, men just want to be loved. As I said, men are in love, women are in business. I know everybody's got it going on now, but men just want to be loved and liked. You know what they want to be loved and liked about for is their effort, whether no effort or complete effort. Like, men are still saying money should not matter when it comes to women. If you're still saying that, you're an idiot. Right? You got to be the biggest idiot out here, bruh. Unfortunately, we're judged on that. I can't change the stripes on the tiger. That's going to be us till the day we die. If you want to think it's going to be something else, guys, I'm here to tell you, I don't know what's going to happen to you. We're judged on what we can produce and provide. If you don't want to play that game, stay single. Don't be out here trying to get these women and convincing them to do struggle love. Struggle snuggle. All right. They're not going to struggle with you guys. There's very few women out here trying to struggle. They didn't see too much in this world. All right. They didn't see people get rich. They didn't see people traveling and shit. You think they're going to struggle with you? Fuck no. They ain't struggling with you. All right. Hell no. Let me see what this JUCO talking about. Okay. So anyway, these niggas, they should like us for something other than money. You guys are fucking idiots, bruh. Dude, when I didn't have no money, I stopped messing with women. Right? The number one thing that I did that got me to where I'm out here flashing and showing my life, flexing, as the young people say. The number one thing that got me here is stop dating. That was number one. All right, I stopped dating. That was the number one fucking thing that I did that changed the course of my life. All right, no relationships for me. I literally took my own advice. I took my own advice. But you guys, but I want somebody to struggle snuggle with me, struggle love, and we could build something together. And I could build some. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. It's 2025. It's 2025, man. Boss the fuck up and shut the fuck up at the end of the day. We need punani. You yes, we all need punani. As a man, let me tell you, if you boss up, there will be an ample supply of punani. If you boss up, you will never run out of punani. You could be legless like LeVar Ball, and women will fuck you if you got some money. Like you'll get you'll fuck for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you could. Right. And these would be women you would be fantasizing about. Like you would watch prawn and it would be a fantasy. Them women will be at your fucking doorstep, ready to deliver that shit, right? Just like this.
There's barbecue in there.
You're never gonna run out of pussy if you got money or love. These women will marry you at the drop of the hat. I want to settle down and get married. I'll give you all the pussy you want right now. Right now. You're never gonna run out. Right here. Anyway, not saying it's the thing to do because they're gonna eventually false allegate you, and you gotta protect yourself. But bro, you could get a double, you could get a train, you can get a woman to run a train, you can get her to run a train, and you sitting there watching it. Ask Diddy and Cassie. She out there planning orgies, and he just watching it because he got money. Okay, you can go get some, bro. This is gonna be there. You could go to the strip club. They'll let you put hands on titties for $40 in a lap dance. Like you can get. It's not scarce. You guys have a scarcity mindset. You can get women to marry you. You can get them to do whatever. You can get them to start cooking in your fucking kitchen. All right, if they got money, if money's on it. Well, it shouldn't have to be that way. Well, I don't give a fuck what it should be or shouldn't be like that. That's what it is. All right, play the hand you're dealt. Play the ball where it lies. Right here. All right, Jesus. No government aim. Do you think the reason that PUA push game over bossing up is to young guys is because they know young men will realize that they're losers when they get their money up. He says, can you explain why pro-blacks are mad at whites but accept their welfare and not mad at their ancestors? Okay, I'm going to handle that another day. Can I handle that another day? Because that's going to take me 20 minutes. Shot X is enjoying my day off and watching March Madness. Be safe out there, coach. Yeah, 100%. I got to be safe. JJ Frost can't, coach, you can't be taking days off because ain't nothing moving on YouTube when you're gone. All right, y'all not watching these old run game ass niggas. Run game, muscles, money. All right, that sounds like a cheap version of Boss Up. Game works. Shout out to Bank says, love your show and your teachings. He's got the friend that's getting married. Remember, guys, if a guy say he's getting married, do not interrupt him. Let his ass get married. Okay, so for a lot of guys, they're like, man, before you get married, did you ever think about a prenup? There's this guy named Lead Attorney. Do not interrupt the man throwing his fucking life away. Do not do it. So if he's like, he bought the engagement ring, do not introduce him to the red pill. This man, she got him by the nostrils right here, two fingers in a nostril. He gone already. Let him fucking throw his life away or let him roll the dice. It's too late. You can't red pill a man when he's in love. You can't red pill a man when he's in love. By the time he's in love and he got his nostrils flaring out like this, his nose wide open, he gone. Let him go.
Gotta get my bag and run.
Let him do it. All right. Ain't no red pill gonna help me now. All right. The punani too good right now. That loving too good. She putting the magic on his ass. So don't help him now, man. It's too late. Let him do it. No government SD says, don't clown me for using an elliptical, but thanks for talking about the time benefits of a home gym. I bought a used elliptical, and now I knock out my 30 minutes of cardio daily by 6 a.m. It's another life cheat code brought to you by the Notorious CGA. Shout out to y'all, man. Hey, I'm giving y'all new world order. Y'all a life cheat code. Somebody called me that. A young brother, a brother. He wasn't young. He called me the cheat code. All right, because I'm giving you the life. I'm spelling out life right here in front of you. There's no mystery right here. And we got Callie West says, Elo Governor. He says, my bad, you're in France now. It's como talez-vous in Cabo Bien. Cabo Bien. Lizzo wants to distract black women from the fact that she doesn't want to be fat no more, which made up most BWs. Okay, so you saying that she's giving them a carrot here. Callie West, she's giving you a carrot, all right, to the BWs. Shout out to our brother here. It is Quran B, coach. You don't miss. Had a married man I have a lot of respect for tell me today that he's getting a divorce. He said he's done putting on a front for these selfish women. He's tired of being blamed for his lack of accountability or her lack of accountability. Free agent lifestyle for life. There you go right there. So he's fed up. By the way, I'm pretty sure he probably told you to get married. And I'm pretty sure you watched this marriage and said, maybe I can get married and find a wife like that. Guess what? The answer is no. All right. He ends up getting a divorce. And any guy telling you, any married man telling you right now that marriage works, his marriage works, just wait. When he gets divorced, he gonna fuck your life up. He gonna be up shit's creek. All right. And shout out to 007 MIB. Damn, coach, you are definitely doing it. He says, I'm so proud of you. Keep inspiring those of us who are bossing up. And yes, if you're not where I am, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm supposed to show y'all ahead of time. All right. I'm supposed to be ahead of y'all. All right. And there's people that are already done what I've done. And shout out to you. More power to all of us. Okay. But yeah, man, I'm trying to show what's possible out here. Trying to show what's possible in a variety of ways. Dennis S says, what up, coach? Enjoy your European tour, bruv. I agree with you on BW's in Paris story. He says, effing unruly. Do you think other races of women do the same shit to upset men, but to play the victim? I think they do, but they do it in a different way, right? Latino women do it a different way than black women. Black women are kind of in your face and aggressive. Like they want a confrontation. Then they'll, I call it the passionate sex, right? They want to fuck with your head a little bit and get your attention, and then they'll open their legs. White women are passive aggressive. All right. They'll do little snipes and get you irritated. A Latino woman will play jealous and make you think she would never cheat on you. And she cheating on you. Asian women do the long game, the kind of the predatory, submissive. I won't do anything. I'm just a little woman. I can never hurt a fly. Have you ever heard an Asian woman say this? An Asian woman said, oh, you too big. I'm going to feel it in my belly button. You're going to break me in half. I ain't seen one Asian woman yet broken in half. Not one. You can give them the full pipe. You can bury it right up inside their belly button. Soon as you finish roaring, they'll hop back up and they'll be in a rice cooker 2 minutes later. All right. You so big, it's going to hurt. You're going to break me in two. And guess what? As soon as you finish, roar, they up cooking rice. Right? They be lying their ass off. Oh, you scare me. I'm so scared of you. You're so big. All right. Yeah. That they just cater to your ego and your masculinity and shit. And you're like, yes, that's right. I'll fold your little ass up, you little no muscle having ass, 4'8". All right. Anyway, she just want to be dominated. So all women have a tactic. It's typically that the black woman's tactic is kind of up front in your face, whereas the other women's tactics are not so much up front. And it goes back to what Dr. Shahrazad Ali said. Well, they don't literally mature past the age of 13 to 14. So with that being said, that gives you an idea of how they flirt, how they engage with people. It's going to be very immature. Most of the time, it's going to be immature. Like even guys that run game. The reason why game is required is because look at the women you're approaching. Like for guys that are always used to dealing with women that are going to play a juvenile, junior high school, broken, Rouge V said game only works on broken women. So these women are already broken and they're going to be confrontational. And why you need to know all that? Why you need to know my name? Okay, I'll give you my Instagram. Who are you and what type of job you have? And they'll give you the third degree. That's why you need game. For a rational woman who is not a hyena, shout out to Crimson Cure, you don't need all that fucking game. You don't need all that shit. But the reason why niggas need game is because they're dealing with black women. They're dealing with confrontational, aggressive, juvenile behaving women. Children with breasts. That's why you need fucking game. All right, anyway. Shout out to Dennis S. And I think we're down here. NGN says you need to raise your locals price ASAP to purge the Mitchells that are crashing out on you, freeing them from the shekels and the shackles of society's false hope. At some point I might, because there might be something on the horizon that I got some insight. We're gonna take the JUCO to the next level should I get approved for this account. All right. But if I get approved, Ninja, I'm raising the prices on some of the local streams or I'm going to have a separate stream for it because I'm going to have some inside information that I know nobody's got here on YouTube. Nobody in the manosphere got what I'm about to get. And don't tell these niggas. All right. Xavion says, men save your money by being single. Let me say this. Men save money by being single. Women save money by being in a relationship. Boss up, Ninja, and live the free agent lifestyle. This is a fact. This is a fact. We save money by being single. They save money by being in a relationship. That is an absolute fact. I love you putting it that way. And I think that's it. So do me a favor, man. Hit the like button on the way out, and we'll be back tomorrow. Yes, we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for enjoying the show. And watch the replays. Pretty sure there's some replays out there. All right. Peace.